Now, protests did continue in Hong Kong over the weekend, but it was a little bit different from the previous weekend. About 1 million demonstrators are believed to have been taken to the streets on Sunday, and the demonstrators gathered a march along a major road in Hong Kong in the 11th straight weekend of protest in the city. Our Sara Montes was there and filed this report for us.
Hong Kong protests continued over the weekend for the 11th straight week, with 3 protests approved by the Hong Kong police on Saturday alone. After last weekend's violent protests, police had water cannon vehicles on standby to use if needed. So far, over 700 protesters have been arrested. The demonstrations began in opposition of an extradition bill, which Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam now claims is dead. But for protesters, this simply wasn't enough, demanding the complete withdrawal of the bill. And anti-government protesters are now including even more demands from their government. Hong Kong police held a press conference in an effort to respond to the public. Many fear that this will turn into some sort of revolution. Now, there are reports showing Chinese army on their way and gathered at the Shenzhen border. At one point, will you allow them to come in?
According to the basic law and the national law, the authority to turn out the PLA rests with the Hong Kong government as well as the Chinese central government. Therefore, the police are not in a position to comment on the necessity of turning out PLA. But I can guarantee that Hong Kong police is capable.
On Saturday, protests began in the afternoon with a peaceful teachers' march, followed by another peaceful pro-government rally that lasted just 1 hour. Organizers said 476,000 people attended the pro-police rally, while police said only 108,000 were present. People gathered in support of the island's police force. Their hope, the government can restore peace to their city.
I want Hong Kong to bring back peace because these people are making Hong Kong a real mess.
But tensions grew later Saturday evening at the Mong Kok police station. Protesters began throwing eggs and other things at police, and police responded by taking to the streets, clearing them from protesters. They showed up in full riot gear with police cars for several blocks, clearing the streets. We saw no violence tonight, but we were prepared just in case the police fired tear gas. It seems like the protesters called it an earlier night than expected, but they're looking for scheduled protests that will take place tomorrow. On Sunday, anti-government protesters showed up and kept their word. It's our second day of protests here in Hong Kong, and you can see that people are starting to move toward, this is the start of where the protesters are scheduled to be walking to Victoria Park. We're at Causeway Bay, and it's leading up to looking like there are going to be thousands of protesters here today. Sunday's theme, peaceful, rational, and nonviolent. There were groups from 2 sides, the peaceful rationality camp and the valiant resistance camp, which include those wearing masks.
We are here because the Hong Kong government does not listen to our 5 demands, and also because of the police brutality. So that's why we are here, to walk for our freedom, and we are not giving up, because we have a conscience. I will peacefully walk today, and I will be with the pro-peaceful camp, and today we will not be divided.
In the crowd were also several families with children.
It's okay. But when the sun goes down, I will take them to home.
Protest organizers from the Civil Human Rights Front took the stage in the middle of Victoria Park, leading crowd chants and calling for support for their cause.
Chinese-style repression is already being carried out by the Hong Kong police force. Hong Kongers are deeply outraged and abhor the actions of the Hong Kong government and the Hong Kong police force. The international community's image of a civilized Hong Kong is being destroyed by the Hong Kong police step by step.
Heavy rain didn't stop the protesters who marched from a packed park to the streets well into the night. Protesters mocked police with laser pointers after police previously claimed them to be dangerous weapons.
It's just a laser pen. It's not a weapon.
On Sunday night, the Hong Kong government responded to the rallies by voicing their concern for the peaceful yet disruptive protests, causing several road closures.
It's most important to restore social order as soon as possible. The government will begin sincere dialogue with the public when everything has calmed down.
But demonstrators ensured they would continue their protests.
Every week we will stand up. Every week. Until we get what we deserve.
Reporting in Hong Kong, Sara Montes, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.